Hello world, my name is Ton Lee and I am your host. Each week, I send out a front-end coding challenge that can be solved with just one line of JavaScript code. The following week, I go over the problem, solution, and explanation. If you think you're a coding ninja, come test your coding chops. Last week, this one-liner front-end challenge was presented. In the HTML code, there is a paragraph tag with an ID of P1. The content of this tag is Hello World. Level hard. Your challenge is to add a hover effect to this paragraph tag, such that on hover, the text color changes to green. Do this in only one line of JavaScript code. The best answer is
document.stylesheets brackets 0 dot insert rule parentheses quote pound p1 colon hover curly braces color colon green.
At first, you might be tempted to add a pair of event listeners such as on-mouse enter and on-mouse leave to mimic the behavior of the CSS hover effect. However, this solution will require 2 lines of JavaScript code. To do it in just one line, a different solution is needed. The simplest approach is to insert the hover pseudoclass via JavaScript to the paragraph element. Unfortunately, there is no JavaScript method that allows us to directly add a pseudoclass to an element. The next best thing is to either create a new style sheet or select an existing one and then insert a CSS rule that includes the pseudoclass. The code
document.stylesheets brackets 0
finds and selects the first style sheet in the HTML document. Then the code
dot insert rule parenthesis quotes pound p1 colon hover curly braces color colon green.
adds a new CSS rule that changes the color to green whenever the hover event is triggered by the paragraph element. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you learned something new today. By the way, in the show notes, there are links to the CodePen with all the problems and all the solutions, as well as a YouTube recording of this episode. For this week, your one-liner front-end challenge is this. In the HTML code, there is an input tag with an ID attribute of PW and a type attribute of password. There is also a button tag with an ID attribute of SB and a text content of submit. Level easy. When the submit button is clicked, log to the console the length of the password that has been entered into the input. Do this in only one line of JavaScript code. Level medium. When the submit button is clicked, also change the outline color of the button to blue. Again, do this in only one line of JavaScript code. Level hard. When the submit button is clicked, if the password length is less than 5 characters, change the outline color of the input to red. Otherwise, change it to green. Of course, do this in only one line of JavaScript code. If you know a clever solution to this challenge, please call in and leave a voice message to share your technical knowledge. And if you can think of a great one-liner front-end challenge to recommend for this show, please let me know also, and I might air it to benefit your fellow coders. Lastly, if you find the show helpful, please leave a positive review to help increase its search visibility. Thanks so much.